No, no, no. It's not over. No, I want more episodes. I need more episodes. I want it now. I need it now. Welcome to my video. If you didn't know, Maul Shadow Lord finale dropped recently, and it dropped on Star Wars Day, May the 4th. May 4th happens to be a little different for everyone. For example, I live in Australia. Compared to the States, I got Maul a day earlier, approximately, I think it was 17 hours earlier. So yeah, I got to watch the Maul finale a little earlier. I didn't watch it when it came out, because that was like midnight. I'm not doing that. I watched the Maul a show with my sister, and I intend to finish it with my sister. First off, I pretty much only have good things to say about the show. And if you haven't seen Maul Shadow Lord, spoiler alerts. But also, I really highly recommend watching Maul Shadow Lord. And no, it does not require you to watch every single Star Wars project out there. That includes the movies, the TV shows, heck, even the comics. You can just jump in and watch the show. But it is more rewarding, in my opinion, if you have seen the movies and TV shows, specifically the originals and the prequels and the Clone Wars series. Now, the show itself, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love it. It's so good. If we just talk about the animation alone, it's breathtaking, you know? They changed up some things around. The lightsabers are a bit different. I remember I had a video being sent to me about it, and it was like the lightsaber trails. They made them last a little longer, and with Maul's lightsaber in particular, the blade itself almost has this flame effect, which is really cool. I thought it was awesome. It's akin to the title Maul Shadow Lord, how the letters are on fire. And the closer I looked at it with some of the backgrounds, I was like, wow, these backgrounds look different, but like good different. I have a friend very much into Star Wars, a few friends, and I learned that the backgrounds are oil paintings, that's brilliant. I loved it. They like meshed the oil paintings with the animation that they use for like Clone Wars. They meshed it together, and you get this beautiful scenery. And they do that constantly throughout the show, and I loved it. And the animation itself, crisp. And the lightsaber duels themselves are so good. They last for a while. There's a lot of constant clashing of lightsabers. And Maul, oh my good, when he's on the screen, he takes the spotlight. Like, his name's on the title. His name is the title of the show, but the actual show itself, I think, like, it's more, the main characters would be Lawson, Detective Lawson. Because most of the earlier episodes, like I'd say the first 3/4 of the episode, it's mostly focused on Lawson. He's primary, and Maul and Devon are more secondary. And then, later on we get the introduction of the Inquisitors, so they call down the Empire and all of that. By the way, Two Boots, dick move. I understand why he did it. It was his job. His programmer said, we gotta solve this efficiently. This is efficient. And he was right. But now you've brought the Empire here. They did some extreme stuff. I think with the curfew, they could, like, kill people. I was like, whoa, alright, wow. And with the actual police force, they just took it over. And, it's pretty obvious to tell, but when the Empire's there, once they finish with their mission, finding, capturing, or killing Maul, they're not gonna leave. They're gonna take over that planet. I cannot remember, but I don't think they were aligned or had allegiance to the former Republic, now Empire. They just called the Empire here. No, maybe they had an alliance to the Republic, but not to the Empire. But yeah. And I also learned this other fun fact with whenever they use the Force, there's a bit of like this, I don't know what you call it, like a after image with it, like with the hand, there's a bit of an after image, and that would be kind of showing that, oh, they're using the Force, like the Force push or something. I thought that was really cool. The characters are pretty interesting. I did not think I would care for anyone except Maul, but I ended up really going attached to specifically Devon, Maul's new apprentice, the one he wants as an apprentice. Yeah, I end up really liking her. We kind of see from her perspective. She was raised in the Jedi Temple, very mature. I assume she's an adolescent, same age as Lawson's son, but when they're next to each other, we can tell that she's more mature than him, considering that she's been raised in the ways of the Jedi compared to this one who had a normal upbringing, nuclear family, that kind of thing. With Devon, she's questioning everything. She's like, we are Jedi Knights, protectors of the galaxy. Why are we subjected to a life on the run? That kind of thing. I would feel the same. That would kind of suck. You have this power. You were raised with a sense of responsibility, and yet you were forced to hide. You can't even help because that means you're exposing yourself and you'd be hunted down by the Inquisitors or someone even worse. And you don't want to mess with that guy upstairs, specifically Vader. My goodness, that finale, it was beautiful. I loved it. Now, the episode 9 and 10 were brilliant. They were just like pure action. Pure action. Episode 9, the two Inquisitors, not Talon, sorry. That was my theory for what Devon's gonna be, Darth Talon, but she can't be a Darth because Maul's not a Sith. So maybe like she's a Talon, as in like his personal assassin. But talk about the two Inquisitors, Marek and the Crow. Very cool. I don't actually know what position they hold. Like, I know the Crow is the 11th brother. I don't know what Marek is. Maybe like the second brother or something. I'm not too sure. But so cool. Like, their introduction in the Star Wars universe was very brief with Tales of the Jedi and Ahsoka season 1. Very brief. But in here, they were so cool. Oh my goodness. I love Marek's design with the shoulder cape thing. I thought that was cold as well. And with the Crow, his mask was the highlight. It looked really cool. And they're hunting down, and then episode 10, the finale. It was awesome. So episode 9, Maul, Devon, Lawson, Master Darky, they're fighting off the Inquisitor on the tails, and I guess the most tense part is they have to get across the river. R.I.P. to Spybot. That I won't really hit because he was a fun character. I liked him. It sucked that he's gone. Maul felt the same. He was like, "Damn, you just took down my bot." That guy was helpful, and they're fighting on just to get across this acid lake. And I guess my favorite sequence of frame is when when all the Inquisitors try to strike them, and the two Jedi's in the form of Sith, they block them all at the same time, and you get this like beautiful picture. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The Dathomirian, his sacrifice, but he went out like a king, I don't know how many people he took down with him in his death, but that was pretty cool. I think it was 3 or 4. And Darth Maul, it sucks. I think he could have bested the Inquisitors. It's just he had a damaged leg as well. Like, continue fighting and his legs were fine, he would have won. And then at the end of the episode 9, one of the coolest entrances. Every time Vader enters the scene, he just takes the spotlight. I loved how they introduced him just briefly in it. And then boom, Rook Kast gets killed off screen. We hear some horrific noises. Goodness knows what Vader did. I assume snacking the neck, but it sounded way worse. They were I guess they kind of sensed it because they were on guard. The episode 10, Vader comes in. And this is the thing I really liked about it. Just after we watched it, me and my sister, we discussed it, and we just realized, I don't think Vader said a single word. And this is year 1 Vader. This guy's just getting used to, the suit and everything. And he was like, I like how they made him more like a force of nature, something undeniable, instead of this big, bad, I guess, walking tank. It was more like a force of nature, like you're looking at a tornado and the only thing you can do is either look at it and let it take you, or just run. There's not much you can do against it. I just found that really cool. And seeing how Vader was like, I don't know, I guess he was kind of just like playing with them. Because I'm pretty sure he was usually using one-handed lightsaber for combat. until I believe it was when Master Darky was able to chip him a little bit, and then he was just like, alright, well, now you're getting my very best. And it was awesome. I think that entire episode was just escape from Vader. Most people do that when they see him. Not a lot of people happen to escape him. I've read a comic book, I don't remember which one, but the panels were basically Vader was surrounded by rebels. And then everyone's just like, surrender, Vader, we have you surrounded. And then Vader responds something like, I am surrounded by dead men. And then he used the Force to like turn on all the thermal grenades around them. Vader is always the coolest. He's been cool since 1980. Was it 1979? Oh shoot, I might look bad. 1977, my bad. He's been cool since 1987. 1977. I liked how Maul and Darky, they had hope, I guess, that they could defeat him, but they knew that this is, like, as they continued to fight, as they continued to try and fend off Vader, they were, like, losing hope. It was like, yo, I think I am severely outclassed right now. And then Maul sees it first. Darky continues to fight. Maul sees it first. Is like, nah. This is not how I go out. Force pushes him into the fight deeper and then runs away. And then unfortunately, Devon witnesses her master's death at the hand of the Sith Lord Darth Vader. Cool name. Did you know Vader in German means father? That might not be true. I'm pretty sure it is though. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, the finale ends. We see Dryden Voss. Oh, by the way, the entire season, like at the start, was just about Maul getting revenge on the criminal underworld, or specifically the gangs and factions that betrayed him. Dryden Voss employs Maul's help in order to kill the head of Crimson Dawn, so he can take the place of the head of Crimson Dawn. That's pretty much what happens. And this also kind of sets up the connection for all the way since 2018. The Solo Star Wars story. It sets up that connection between them with Maul's very brief appearance in the end of Solo. Sam Witwer. I learned some other cool things. Sam Witwer, with the lightsaber, like when Maul is swinging it, they mix Sam Witwer's screams with it, so you can kind of hear the screams in the lightsaber, which is really cool. And the lightsaber kind of calling to Maul, it says words Rathra Kuthra something, which is a reference to what they're saying in the song Duel of the Fates, like the choir is saying. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. I just have good things to say about the show, and I'm barely scratching the surface, but I am expecting way more. I'm expecting so much more because I love Star Wars. I love the work that has gone into the Maul Shadow Lord series. I can't wait to see more. I'm excited for the future Star Wars projects as well. This is kind of like re-invoked hope into me, but that's pretty much all I have to say. Like in Sam Witwer and Dave Filoni, I believe, super excited for the future of Star Wars. Not including the stuff sequel related. Still not a huge fan of that. I don't really see myself ever actually really warming up to it. But more season 2 and Ahsoka season 2. Gosh, I just need it now. I want it now. I just want it now. Just give me more effort. Yeah, I just wanted to share my appreciation for the series Maul Shadow Lord. That's all. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a good one.